Hey, you guys. I was asked to try to figure out how to solve this system of equations right here. And when I got home and started playing with it, I found a neat factoring that you can do that makes your life a lot easier. So in that bottom equation where it says x squared minus 3xy plus 2y squared equals 0, I'm going to factor this. And so if we factor this, then we're looking for two numbers that multiply to be 2 and add together to be negative 3, which would mean that we would want a minus 2y and a minus y. And now by the zero product property, that means on one hand, we want x minus 2y to be equal to 0, and on the other hand, we want x minus y to be equal to 0. Okay, so now pretend x minus y equals 0. This would mean that x equals y, and now we can take that x equals y and substitute that into the top equation. So in the top equation, if we pretend that x equals y, I will replace the y with x, in other words. No, I guess I could, let's replace the x with y. So I get y squared plus y times y equals 6. In other words, 2y squareds, right, y squared plus y squared equals 6. And therefore, y squared equals 3, and y equals plus or minus radical 3. So in conjunction with the fact that x equals y, that means that the two solutions we're getting from this side are y is rad 3, forcing x to be rad 3, and y is negative rad 3, forcing x to be negative rad 3. Now that's only two solutions so far. On the left, if x minus 2y was equal to 0, that would mean that x was equal to 2y. And if I now substitute that into the top equation, so everywhere I see an x I'm going to replace with 2y, I'll have a 2y squared plus 2y times y equals to 6. In other words, 4y squared plus 2y squared equals 6. 6y squared equals 6. And now y squared is 1. So of course that would mean that y is equal to plus or minus 1. So the two solutions we're getting on this half are, one is where the y would be equal to 1, and since x equals 2y, that would mean that x would have to be 2, and the other solution is where y equals negative 1, which together with x equals 2y would force the x to be negative 2. So here are my four solutions to this particular system of equations.